And here we go with day 20. And I think I mentioned it early on in these videos, but I still have a stinking cold, so I do apologise for the nasal delivery and the fact that occasionally I'm going to be coughing and or possibly sneezing and sniffing. Right, the specialty foods. Oops, they're not the upgrades. I have to go buy them before I can upgrade them. Specialty foods are available, or at least 4 of them are. So, coffee 700. We'll take coffee. We'll take hash browns. And we probably can't afford the breakfast sandwich now, that's 1,000. Okay, well we've got 2 out of the 3. Active menu, it's probably got menu, yeah, it does have menu rot. So we'll get rid of that. We'll put the coffee on there as another, actually we'll take the beer off. That way keep the alcoholics out of the restaurant for a couple of days. We'll put the chicken in, the hash browns, because I've just bought them and I haven't seen those yet. And we've got coffee, hash browns that are new. We'll go with chips. French fries, whatever you want to call them, depending which land you were brought up in. And the random bet is lasagna, something I haven't got, and that looks like pasta, and burgers, which I'll avoid, mainly because I don't have pasta. I don't have the ability to cook pasta because I haven't got the stove equipment. And that's pretty much it. Oh, the checklist for a 1-star restaurant to get to a 2-star restaurant. Purchase 8 foods or drinks. I've got 14, so that one's already done. Buy the fryer, grill or stove. 2 out of them. 2 out of the 3. Done that. 15% positive buzz from customers. Manage that. Complete 2 catering services. Pass 2 safety inspections. And again, 20 days. And upgrade 5 of your food. So I've got to upgrade 2 more foods. That I can take care of after today. And out of curiosity, is there an extra catering event there yet? No. So I can't do a second catering event yet because one hasn't appeared on the extra events menu. So I'll start a new day. In a nice pretty restaurant with 5 cooking stations rather than 4, which makes rush hour a little more of a challenge, but it doesn't really get truly challenging, probably until you've got 7 prep stations. 6 can be a bit iffy, but oops, got that wrong. What did I do wrong? Don't tell me the key for salt is different. Yes, the key for salt is different. I pressed A because that's what the key for salt is with French fries. However, with hash browns, it's S. That's because I really do hash browns. I didn't know that and I assumed. And, like they say, never assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. Or to be slightly more crude about it, as I can't remember who said this, assumption, the mother of all fuck-ups. And here comes a rush hour. Still not really struggling with this rush hour. There again, I have played this game a little bit, so I shouldn't really struggle with a 1-star rush hour. However, the first time you do this, you might struggle with a 1-star rush hour if you're not used to it. hash browns, as you can tell, sort of compared to things like French fries, cook really quickly. So they are useful for that, but they're also cheap. Sea salt is that. Coffee is just the down key, see if they want creamer, and then whatever number of sugars they want, if they want any sugar. Coffee, creamer, 2 sugars. It's relatively that simple. Still easier than the soft drinks. Coffee, creamer, no sugar. I can't think of what to rant about today. On this time. I know. Yeah, so the History Channel. Apart from, what is it, the Curse of something island. I forget, Oak Island? Which I've watched a couple of episodes of, found quite amusing on the History Channel. But I haven't watched it from the start, so I have no idea what it was like when it started. That's quite good. But the one thing that I am watching and finding quite amusing is Hunting Hitler, which I think has just finished its 2nd season, although I haven't watched the whole of it yet. And it's an interesting premise, but what always amazes me with so many of the History Channel, if they can call them documentaries, because half of them aren't these days, is every time they run something German, it's always the Nazis, and there was an important German. Oh, that must have been Hitler. Not, it could have been one of the other important Germans that no one managed to track down. No, it has to be Hitler. And it's such a flawed premise that they're working under that you kind of wonder, do people actually believe everything they say? And I'm sure some people do, because in a world where there's X billion people, some of them are going to be idiots. But it's kind of like the belief every time they mention Germans, oh, they must have been a Nazi. Not all Germans were Nazis. Yeah, so a lot more than admitted to it were Nazis, but not all were Nazis. And they just seem to go overboard with their love of labelling everything Nazi. But still, the overall premise is still amusing. So it's worth looking at, because if you were, like I was, taught at school that Hitler definitely died in the bunker, and there was there was no chance he ever got away, and no chance anybody really senior actually got away, they got them all. And then you listen to the stuff they're talking about, and if you're like me, you like a premise enough to go and buy a book and actually learn some more, and I screwed that one up, didn't I? Then it's definitely interesting enough that it can challenge some of the perceptions you might have held from a history class from school. But so the reason why I started on this whole History Channel thing is they're about to start a new series on the History Channel. So with Walton Goggins, I'm terrible with names. But him from The Shield, he was in Justified, one of the Terminator movies, and I forget what else he was in. He was there for a short while in Sons of Anarchy in the later series as well. Brilliant actor, and he's doing. So I don't know if it hasn't started yet, so I don't know how good it's going to be. Reconstruction of SEAL Team 6 missions. And he's starring in it on the History Channel. I mean, he's an actor, basically as everybody else that's in it, but so I didn't expect him to come up on the History Channel. So I'm hoping that with him there, and French fries can be raided. Okay, more mysterious tickets, which I can't use yet. A note about prep stations. Yes, you can get more patience. Yeah, whatever. So I'm just thinking it's because at the beginning of 2017 when I actually record this, God knows when I upload it. But I don't think it starts for about another 10 days. But it'd just be interesting to see if it's any good. So if the History Channel do entertaining occasionally programs, depending on what you like. American Pickers was amusing for a couple of episodes. The Pawn Stars, PAWN, the pawn shop in Vegas. So that was quite amusing for a little while. And there's another one they've done that was quite amusing. Relatively of Counting Cars, which is about the Count's Customs, so of customizing cars in Vegas. And they have some idiots on it which drag down the program, so rather than concentrate on what they're good at. But occasionally, this stuff is worth watching. Okay, I didn't have any menu, right, did I? I got 934, which is not enough to buy the whatever it was in the specialty foods. Ah yes, the breakfast sandwich. So it made me think I was a McDonald's. The breakfast sandwich. Standard foods, yeah, I could get chicken or I could get the Mexican snack food, but they're just deep fried, just like fries are. Chicken's actually easier to do than fries because there's less options. Well, none, basically, you just fry chicken. So I'll ignore those for now. And we will go basically, just let me check the active menu again, because I forgot what I was. Okay, we'll go straight on to day 21. So that was my History Channel thought, mainly because I thought of Walton Goggins, if that is his name, or however you say his name. So still a brilliant actor. He's one of those, yes, he's interesting and intense and whatever else, but he's one of those actors where you don't think of him, you actually think of the characters he's played. I always think that's a good sign of a good actor, is you're not worried about who the person is, you're interested in the character. Just my thought, but that was my obscure thought for the moment. My other obscure thought at the moment is I'm going to need something shortly for my throat and my nose, because this cold is really starting to become annoying. God knows what it's like to listen to from your perspective. It's bad enough you get my normal voice. Imagine, I can't imagine what it's like with a normal voice and a cold. Because to me it sounds relatively normal, but I'm sure to normal people it sounds bloody horrible. I can't think of anything else well, I was going to say interesting, but that would assume that anything else I might have said was actually interesting. I can't think of anything else to say that actually might vaguely amuse somebody. I haven't had any run-ins with any Americans recently. I haven't been subjected to crass stupidity. Kind of weird, really. Well, apart from the usual in the media crass stupidity, but everybody's subjected to that, so I'm not special by the fact that I'm also subjected to it. Cheese, onions. So let me finish this bit up and I'll see if I can think again. Oh, that's thought that popped in my head is order with salt. Just when you're trying to have a thought, everything starts piling up and oh damn, he comes in his wife beater in my one-star restaurant. I need to put bouncers on the door to stop that man coming into my restaurant. He lowers the tone. What was I going to say? Because I was trying to think of a random, interesting or vaguely amusing possible thought. And the problem is that the news at the moment is dominated by the President-elect, people moaning, whatever the heck the Senate is holding hearings on about Russian hacking and God knows what else. So none of which will actually make any difference whatsoever. But I guess these people FaceTime on television stations, so I suppose it's important to them. But because I thought of the president-elect, and I'm not going to say anything good or bad or indifferent about him, but a while back, first time I was actually... No, I think it was shortly after I came back to America from Australia. Salt, one's S, 2, 3. I was obviously given a desk in the office where I was now placed, and I happened to be sat 2 desks behind, in the nicest possible way I can put this, a Tea Party fanatic. A man who believed everything that came on Fox News, wouldn't believe anything that came on any other news channel, wouldn't listen to opposing arguments, and after about 6 months of him and his inanities every day, apart from the fact I was winding him up for fun, and one of the things I was trying to do was make the vein in his forehead pop, just to see if I could make his head explode, by arguing the opposite side of everything, even if I didn't actually believe it. But, just to really annoy him one day, he came in, and found that I had been in early enough to cover his desk in everything with an Obama label on it. There were t-shirts, there were stickers, there were magnets, there was... You name it, if it had an Obama face or name on it, it was on his desk and sort of covering his desk. And he actually found it quite amusing, I must admit. But it actually made him stop, think, and actually respond occasionally with intelligent argument rather than sort of whatever the Tea Party line of the day was. Stupidity overruling logic. So I'm not going to say anything about the current president-elect, because that would upset people. It's not my country. But I do enjoy winding up people who don't think. And Tea Party members. I'm sure there's going to be at least one at some point who listens to this and loses his nut. So then probably trolls in the comments and generally acts like the 4-year-old that his intelligence level equates him to. Oh, and I screwed that order up. But once you get anybody thinking, but especially those that refuse to accept differing opinions, you actually feel like you've succeeded in something important. Because it feels so good to actually be able to get someone to engage in intelligent conversation, rather than just mutter inanities and slogans and stupidity they've heard on television. So, there you go. That was the random thought for whatever, that was day 21. Okay. Oh yes, that was it. I've got to upgrade 2 more foods to get that one. And the salad upgrade is available. Okay, there was a lawsuit. But I got $50 out of it. Another silver ticket, which for the random bet thing. The weather's bad. Menu items occurring. Pickled coffee jerky. I got certified from all of the schools. Call me extension 220 and let's start setting up bank accounts. Yeah. There isn't the second N in invest. And that's kind of scary enough, the type of email you actually get in reality. Okay, so can I upgrade in the specialty foods I'd bought? No. I only got 1300. I need to upgrade 2 of them. Alright, we'll upgrade the French fries. And we'll upgrade that one. That spends all of the money. But if I go to the checklist now, upgrade 5 of your foods is now done. So now need one more catering, 2 safety inspections, and then collect cash while doing the 20 days. And oh, I've got menu rot, so I should sort out the menu before. Oh, 3 things rotting. Didn't expect that. Alright, we'll put beer back. And that's to cheer up the alcoholic, and then fish and pizza. And that should do. Right, and next time round it'll be day 22. But for now, that's the end of this one. Have fun. See you again.